Greetings, Lions Elementary School District community. My name is Chris Rivera, Superintendent of Schools, and I'd like to present to you an adaptive pause overview. By now, you have received the notice via email regarding the school district moving toward an adaptive pause for next week, the week of January 17th. There are 3 school days for students that week, and we will be going over here the details of how the adaptive pause will be implemented. So, safety of all. Prior to the adaptive pause, Lyons School District 103 has been providing a safe environment with the many layered mitigation steps in place that include, but are not limited to, screening testing, ventilation, hand washing, respiratory etiquette, staying at home when sick, contact tracing, quarantining, and then the combination of cleaning and disinfection. Teachers, nurses, custodians, administrators, and support staff have all been working flexibly and tirelessly to ensure that quality education is taking place in a safe environment. The use of our COVID 19 navigation guide has proven to be an effective tool when implementing in person learning. While we have been able to maintain a safe learning environment, it has become more difficult due to the number of staff and students contracting the virus recently. We will go over some deciding factors of an adaptive pause later in this presentation, but please know that an adaptive pause is a last resort and the intent is to be on a pause for as short of a time as possible. So, what is an adaptive pause? An adaptive pause is a temporary, week at a time, shift to remote learning for attendance days. Alternatively, schools may choose to take non attendance days at any time for any reason and make those days up at the end of the year. That's not what we're proposing in this case. We are proposing to move to a remote learning environment for the attendance days. Bullet 2 here goes over a school may only enter into an adaptive pause with remote learning in consultation with the local health department and consistent with the guidance or requirements from such local health department. We have analyzed information and guidance from the CDC, IDPH, and ISB, as well as the executive orders issued by the governor of Illinois to ensure that we are in compliance with the appropriate method for implementing an adaptive pause. Deciding factors of an adaptive pause according to the IDPH, or Illinois Department of Public Health. This cannot be done unilaterally. I, as a superintendent, cannot just make a decision to move onto an adaptive pause. It must be done in collaboration with the Cook County Department of Public Health. And the items up for consideration are vaccination levels, number of students on quarantine, ability of the local health department and schools to effectively contact trace, the adherence to all layers of mitigations, for example, exclusion, isolation, masking, testing, as well as some of the other mitigation steps I mentioned earlier, and then the availability of staff to conduct in person learning. So, the Lyons School District 103 considerations of these deciding factors are what I'm about to describe now. So, based on all information available, Lyons School District 103 will consider moving into an adaptive pause when one or more is occurring uh, in the district or a building or a grade level. And to describe that a little more in detail, an adaptive pause can be taken in smaller increments. Currently, we are doing it district wide for next week. But in the future, it could be just that one building or perhaps even one grade level may need an adaptive pause. So the considerations are bulleted here below, and I'm going to go over them now. Unfilled absences of a core classroom teacher as determined by the district leadership team. Student attendance rates as determined by the DLT. The Cook County Department of Public Health is concerned that spread is happening based on the district data related to the illness. And currently, the thing that really caught my eye and put me at alert was 2 things. One was the positivity rate, which for Lions actually was at above 26% 2 days ago, and now it's around 23, 24%. And also the amount of COVID notices I've been sending out of our staff and students, that has been extremely high, and that absolutely gives me no pleasure to write those notices and to consider our staff and students battling this virus for their health. Another criteria is the governor could move the state, region, or county to phase 3 and declare schools closed, which has not happened in this case. And then the last bullet here refers to unforeseen circumstances or a combination of factors arising that may create an unsafe school environment. So the implementation and communication. The district leadership team may consider and implement an adaptive pause for the district, building, or classroom based on the previously mentioned deciding factors. An adaptive pause would be implemented for a week at a time, unless extended further in collaboration with the Cook County Department of Public Health. The communication that will take place is what this next bullet is referring to. So, communication will take place on Wednesdays of each week. Lions School District 103 will update the community and staff if an adaptive pause will be implemented for the upcoming week of school for the district, building, or a classroom through a recorded video that will be posted to the website, a letter to the families, and a phone message to the families as well. So we're going to use the 3 different methods for communication. In the event of unforeseen circumstances or a combination of factors arising that may create an unsafe school environment, the district may implement an adaptive pause with shorter notice than the Wednesday before the upcoming week. We will try to avoid that because I know it creates a hardship for families to plan, but it may be possible at times. The student schedule and other services are what this slide will go over here briefly. So during an adaptive pause, students will temporarily shift to remote learning for the attendance days, and students will follow their regular bell schedule, including specials or elective classes such as physical education, art, and etc. Food services will be available for families. The pickup schedule for the food service for the pickup of lunches, breakfast, and lunches will be scheduled by the principals and communicated by each building principal. My information is here for you to be able to contact myself if you have questions or concerns. We are definitely happy to work on any other difficult situations that we may not foresee. So please reach out to myself or your building principal. Thank you for your time, and I please wish everyone who has contracted the virus that you're doing well, I wish for a speedy recovery for all of you as well. So take care, and thank you so much.